Welcome back, everyone. We're back again with another anime to D&D class. This time we're doing the Shinobi. I've done a nature sage before, which was essentially the sage from Naruto when you went into sage jutsu and stuff. But this one is a little bit different. It's kind of along the lines of monk meets warlock to an extent. My original plan for this class was to have a shinobi, and then you select a village, and you go bite through each village. So like fire, or hidden in the leaves. Was it thunder, wind, um, mist, and the other ones, and basically then pick the abilities you get from each village. But I found that the jutsus were a little bit too, not that they weren't too difficult to translate, but it's just like there was no real defining jutsu. I was thinking maybe doing fire for hidden leaf and stuff like that, but there was just a massive overlap, and some of the jutsus or some of the techniques would have made a lot of the classes more not as combat savvy to an extent. Like a lot of it was, I don't know, didn't translate well enough for me. Like some classes would be very OP and some would be very kind of bland and not and more what would be the best way to describe it? More, I don't know, more for like role play rather than for battle tactics. When I want like a balance of the two, so it's like you couldn't really go down that path without kind of giving each a chance to have something. So I kind of just went for a mixed bag. So we just have a general shinobi, and then you get all the different features. But you don't. You can then say like, oh, I'm from this village or this village, blah blah blah, blah, and then just do that in your kind of background character as you're setting them up. But essentially, a shinobi is a covert agent or mercenary for their hidden village. The functions of a ninja include espionage, deception, surprise attacks. The clearest characteristic of a shinobi is their ability to manipulate chakra to create and use techniques. Shinobi are expected to be loyal to their villages for life. So just have our general stuff. Proficiency bonus, martial arts, chakra points, features. So we'll just run through the features. First level you get martial arts and unarmored defense. Second, chakra and jutsu. Third, you get swiftness. At fourth, you get ability score improvement and slow fall. At fifth, you get extra attack. Sixth, you get expertise. At seventh, you get evasion and swiftness. Eighth, you get ability score improvement. At ninth, you get fleet of foot. 10th, nothing. 11th, muffled movement and swiftness. 12th, ability score improvement. 13th, 14th, nothing. 15th, swiftness. 16th level, ability score improvement. 17th, improved critical. 18th, nothing. Ability score improvement. And 19th and 20th, nothing. The main reason why you don't get a lot of features at some of the levels is because with the jutsu, you actually get a jutsu for every level. So you're getting something. So it's not like, oh, you're not getting anything at all, but you are actually getting extra bits and bobs to your class as you go along. So the class features are your hit dice is 1d8 per shinobi level. Hit points at first level is 8 plus your constitution modifier. Hit points at higher levels is 1d8 or 5 plus your con modifier per shinobi level. After first, your proficiencies are you're proficient with light armor and medium armor. You're proficient with simple weapons, thieves' tools. Your saving throws are wisdom and dex. And then you can choose from 3 from acrobatics, athletics, deception, insight, intimidation, investigation, perception, performance, persuasion, sleight of hand, and stealth. You start with a martial weapon or 2 simple weapons, 10 shuriken, or a burglar's pack. Then you have martial arts. So at first level, your practice of martial arts give you a mastery of combat styles that use unarmed strike and shinobi weapons, which are swords, and any simple weapons that don't have the two-handed or heavy property. You gain the following benefits while you are unarmed or wielding only shinobi weapons and you aren't wearing armor or wearing a shield. You can use dexterity instead of strength for the attacks and damage rolls of your unarmed strikes and shinobi weapons. You can roll a d4 in place of the normal damage of your unarmed strikes or monk weapon. This die can change as you gain shinobi levels as shown in the martial arts column of the shinobi table. When you use the attack action with an unarmed strike or shinobi weapon on your turn, you can make one armed strike as a bonus action. For example, if you take the attack action with a quarterstaff, you can also make an armed strike as bonus action, assuming you haven't taken a bonus action this turn. Unarmored defense. Beginning at first level, while you're wearing no armor and not wearing a shield, your AC equals your dex modifier plus your wisdom modifier plus 10. So just to give a little bit of ACs, because you're not going to be moving, you're going to want to be quick and agile and don't want to be weighed down with lots and lots of armor. So Chakra. Starting at second level, your training allows you to harness the mystic energy of Chakra. The access to this energy is represented by number of Chakra points. Your Shinobi level determines the number of points you have, as shown in the Chakra points column of the Shinobi table. You can spend these points to fuel various jutsu features. You start knowing 3 such features: Water Walk, Substitution Jutsu, and Shinobi Step. You learn more jutsu features as you gain levels in this class. When you spend a Chakra point, it is unavailable until you finish a short or long rest, at the end of which you draw all your expended Chakra back into yourself. You must spend at least 30 minutes of the rest meditating to regain your Chakra points. So you get Water Walk, which is, as an action, you may expend 2 Chakra points to move across any liquid surface such as water, acid, mud, snow, quicksand, or lava, as if it were harmless solid ground. Crossing molten lava can still damage from the heat. If you are submerged in a liquid, the jutsu carries you to the surface of the liquid at a rate of 60 feet per round. Substitution Jutsu. As a bonus action, you may expend 2 Chakra points to teleport to any location you can see within 30 feet. You may use a dexterity stealth check to hide as part of the action if the destination of your teleport is obscured. Shinobi Step. You can spend 1 Chakra point to take the disengage or dash action as a bonus action on your turn, and your jump distance is doubled for the turn. Then we have Jutsu. The stable of the Shinobi. Jutsu are mystical abilities learned through rigorous training that allow a Shinobi to accomplish wondrous feats. Your jutsu options are detailed at the end of the class description. When you gain certain Shinobi levels, you gain additional jutsu of your choice, as shown in the jutsu known... I forgot to add that. But you can just ignore that. You get 1 additional thing every level. So, additionally, when you gain a level in this class, you can choose one of the jutsu you know and replace it with another jutsu that you can learn at that level. If a Shinobi jutsu has prerequisites, you must meet them to learn it. You can learn the jutsu at that time that you meet its prerequisites. A level prerequisite refers to your level in this class. Some of your jutsu features require your target to make a saving throw to resist the jutsu's effects. The saving throw DC is calculated as follows. Jutsu save DC is equals 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your wisdom modifier. And then at 3rd level you have swiftness. Starting at 3rd level, your speed increases by 5 feet. This bonus increases as you reach certain levels. Your speed increases by 10 feet at 7th, 15 feet by 11th, and 20 feet by 15th. Ability score improvement. So usual, when you get to level 4, you can choose to increase one of your scores by 2 by 1, or you can use a feat. So you get that at 4th, 8th, 12th, and 16th and 19th levels. Just usual kind of stuff. Slow fall at level 4. So beginning at 4th level, you can use reaction when you fall to reduce any falling damage you take by amount equal to 5 times your Shinobi level. Extra attack. Beginning at 5th level, you can attack twice instead of once whenever you take the attack action on your turn. Expertise. At 6th level, you choose 2 more of your skill proficiencies, or 1 more of your skill proficiencies and your proficiency with thieves tools. Your proficiency bonus is doubled for any ability check you make that use either of these chosen proficiencies. Evasion at 7th level. Your instinctive agility lets you dodge out of the way of certain area effects such as Blue Dragon's Lightning, Breath, or Fireball spell. When you are subjected to an effect that allows you to make a dexterity saving throw to take only half damage, you instead take no damage if you succeed on the saving throw, and only half damage if you fail. I just found this little picture of Naruto just dodging out of every single blast possible. I thought it was funny. Fleet of Foot. Beginning at 9th level, you can use the dash action as a bonus action on your turn. At 11th level, you have advantage on a stealth check if you move no more than half your speed on the same turn. Improved critical. At 17th level, your chance to score a critical hit with any attack increases. You can now critically hit with a roll of 19 or 20. Then we have our jutsus. So we have 8 gates released. The prerequisite for this is level 5. As an action, you can spend 2 chakra points to cast haste targeting yourself. Then we have expansion jutsu, prerequisite level 3. As an action, you can spend 2 chakra points to cast enlarge reduce on yourself. Fire style, art of the phoenix flower. There's no prerequisite for this. As you hold your hands with your thumbs touching your fingers, so it's pretty straightforward. It's just kind of descriptive. You shoot thins of flames from your hands, kind of like a style of a phoenix flower. As an action, you can spend 1 chakra point. Each creature in a 15-foot cone must make a dexterity saving throw. A creature takes 3d6 fire damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. The fire ignites any flammable objects in the area that aren't being worn or carried. Then we have Fire Style Fireball Jutsu, prerequisite level 7. As an action, you can spend 4 chakra points to cast the Fireball Jutsu. So kind of follows the same steps as the actual Fireball spell, so to know that. Then we have Frog Kumite, prerequisite level 10. This frog kata is a fighting style used exclusively by those who have mastered Sage Mode and trained with the toads of Mount Moyoboku. By utilizing the aura, the user can extend the range and force of their physical attacks. Strikes that seemingly or would normally miss will actually make contact with the target. Your arm strikes gain the reach property. So Frog Kata is just another name for Frog Kumite. So yeah, you can just say like, oh, you trained under the sages of Mount Moyoboku or whatever to get that, but it just kind of fell in with the lore of the style and also gives you the reach, which is kind of cool option to have. Genjutsu, you gain proficiency in deception and persuasion skills. Your proficiency bonus is doubled for any ability check you make that uses either of the chosen proficiencies. Then we have improved Shadow Clone Jutsu, so you can use. So we'll go down to Shadow Clone Jutsu first. So Shadow Clone Jutsu, prerequisite level 5. As an action, you can spend 3 chakra points. You create a perfect illusion of yourself that lasts for 1 minute or until you lose your concentration as if you were concentrating on a spell. The illusion appears in an occupied space that you can see within 30 feet of you. As a bonus action on your turn, you can move the illusion up to 30 feet to a space you can see, but it must remain within 120 feet of you. For the duration, you can cast jutsus as though you were in the illusion space, but you must use your own senses. Additionally, when both you and your illusion are within 5 feet of a creature that can see the illusion, you have advantage on attack rolls against the creature, given how distracting the illusion is to the target. You can use this jutsu once per long rest. And then we have improved Shadow Clone Jutsu. You can create up to 4 duplicates of yourself instead of 1. When you use Shadow Clone Jutsu as a bonus action on your turn, you can move any number of them up to 30 feet to a maximum range of 120 feet. Then we have Substitution Jutsu, or improved Substitution Jutsu. You may use your Substitution Jutsu as a reaction if you would be hit by an attack, instead taking no damage if you move out of the range of the attack's reach. So basically, if you're going to be attacked, you can use the Substitution Jutsu as a reaction to teleport up to 30 feet away, and then you can hide if you're in an obscured area. Then we have Lightning Blade. Prerequisite level 5. When you hit a creature with an unarmed strike, you can spend 3 chakra points to deal 2d6 lightning damage, and the target must succeed a constitution saving throw or be stunned until the end of your next turn. Night Eye. As an action, you can spend 1 chakra point to gain darkness out to a range of 120 feet for 1 hour. You can use this jutsu once per long rest. Rasengan. When you hit a creature with a melee attack, you can spend 1 chakra point to deal an extra 1d8 force damage to the target, and you can knock the target prone if it is huge or smaller. Sand Burial, prerequisite Sand Coffin, so we'll go to Sand Coffin. So Sand Coffin, as an action, you can spend 1 chakra point to wrap a creature within 60 feet of you in sand. The target creature must make a dexterity saving throw. On a failed saving throw, the target is restrained. At the end of each of its turn, the target repeats its failed saving throw, freeing itself on a success. Then we have Sand Burial. As a bonus action, you can spend 1 chakra point to crush the creature affected by Sand Coffin. By the Sand Coffin Jutsu, the creature takes 3d10 bludgeoning damage. Shadow Clone, we already went through that. Sharingan, prerequisite level 15. You can see the true form of any shape changer or creature concealed by illusion or transmutation magic while the creature is within 30 feet of you and within a line of sight. Obviously, with the natural Sharingan in the anime, it's more like for maybe you can cause disadvantage on attack rolls against you, but I thought it was a little bit too overpowered, so given this, we can basically see through illusions and stuff. It's kind of cool. And ironically, then we have Susanoo next, and Susanoo doesn't have a prerequisite. I was thinking maybe having a prerequisite of giving it that you have to have Sharingan for it, but I didn't think it was too much, so maybe we could change up in the future, but I thought that was kind of cool. Susanoo, as an action, you can spend 1 chakra point to cast mage armor on yourself at will. So I thought it was a little cool thing, so you're kind of getting the armor from like Susanoo. Summoning Technique, prerequisite level 10. As an action, you can spend 5 chakra points. You summon fey creatures that appear in unoccupied spaces that you can see within range, choosing one of the following options for what they appear. 1 fey creature of challenge rating 2 or lower, 2 for a challenge of 1 or lower, 4 fey creatures of challenge of a half or lower, 8 fake creatures of challenge rating a quarter or lower. Summon creature disappears when it drops to 0 hit points or when the spell ends. The summoned creatures are friendly to you and your companions. Roll initiative for the summoned creatures as a group, which have their own turns. They obey any verbal commands that you issue to them. No action required by you. If you don't issue any commands to them, they defend themselves from hostile creatures, but otherwise take no actions. So kind of cool, so you can summon stuff if you want to like summon some toads or snakes or eagles or slugs. Or I think gorillas are also ones in eagles. Then we have Transformation Jutsu. You can cast Disguise Self at will. Water Dragon, prerequisite level 5. As an action, you can spend 3 chakra points to cast Tidal Wave. Water Prison, prerequisite level 7. As an action, you can spend 4 chakra points to cast Watery Sphere. Water Style Hidden Mist Jutsu, prerequisite 3rd level. As an action, you can spend 2 chakra points to cast Hidden Mist Jutsu. Each object in a 20-foot cube within a range is outlined in mist. Any creature in the area when the jutsu is cast is also outlined in mist. If it fails its dexterity saving throw for the duration, objects and affected creatures shed dim light in a 10-foot radius. Any attack roll against an affected creature or object has advantage if the attacker can see it, and the affected creature or object can't benefit from being invisible. You can use this jutsu equal to your proficiency bonus 10 times per day. So you can also say that maybe it's like to cast a shadow so you can see where they are in the mist. I just said light because you can kind of pick them out where they are. Wind release, wind cutter technique. As an action, you can spend 3 chakra points to create a line of strong wind, 60 feet long and 10 feet wide blast from you in a direction you choose for the jutsu's duration. Each creature that starts its turn in line must succeed on a strength saving throw or be pushed 15 feet away from you in a direction following the line. Any creature in the line must spend 2 feet of movement for every 1 foot it moves when moving closer to you. The gust disperses gas or vapor and extinguishes candles, torches, or any similar unprotected flames in the area. It causes protected flames such as those of lanterns to dance wildly and has a 50% chance to extinguish them. As a bonus action on each of your turns before the spell ends, you can change the direction in which the line blasts from you. You can use the jutsu once per short or long rest. So this thing will also last for 1 minute. So that's one thing to keep in mind. I thought I mentioned it in this, but just looking at it, I don't think I did. But yeah, so that's for you guys to know. And that's all the jutsus we have. Obviously we could add more, but I think having this many at the moment is enough. There's about, I think there's like 25 there, 22, 23. So there's enough there to select enough, and obviously you can maybe change it up if you guys want to maybe limit it to the amount of jutsus you can select, maybe up to 10 or something. But I thought it'd be a handy little feature, maybe being able to select 1 per level, so you get some abilities but not too many, so it gives you just enough stuff to do. But yeah, this is my Shinobi class. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. It took a bit of while actually to set it up because I wanted to keep it separate enough from like the Sage Jutsu, and I have a Dragon Slayer class to kind of follow the same level, so like you're kind of just recreating the class and adding some extra stuff to it, but I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Please leave some comments below and let me know what you guys think. We have some other suggestions too. I have them written down here, I think. Yeah, so we've done the Legendary Heroes, we've done the Shinobi, and I have to do Homebrew, Racial Feats next, and then Z-Warrior. I'm not sure on the Z-Warrior. Z-Warrior could be difficult because it could fall again into the same class where you're basically just reskinning a monk and adding on extra things, so I'm not too sure if I want to actually go ahead with that or not. But if you guys have anything interesting to go with the future, please let me know, and I'll definitely take a look into it and seeing if we can do it. And check out some of our playlists for the Homebrew animated D&D classes, races, objects and stuff as well. There's Saiyans, there's Dragon Slayers, there's Rising of the Shield Hero classes and items, and lots of in between. So yeah. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.